I have been really having a hard time with the inner critic that puts so much pressure on me and makes me believe that I have to be a certain way, do certain things to be worthy, to be enough, to not feel like a failure. Um, Juggling all the balls of life is crazy and chaotic, and somewhere in there finding time for fun and play and not just not having to be responsible and just existing is like, it feels impossible sometimes. And so when I make time for play and then I notice all the things in my house that haven't been done, or all the things on my list that haven't been done, or whatever, or I make time for just being and just spend a lot of time just being and not doing, then the stuff starts to nag at me, and sometimes it's pretty relentless. So it's been a challenge to find peace in that and to remind myself that I'm doing the best that I can with what I have. I'm looking at potentially having to change jobs and adjust a lot of big things in my life because of some changes with my ex and his availability to co-parent with me. And so that feels really heavy. And it's sometimes really hard to stay in that place of like, okay, anything is possible. And you just trust the process, keep walking my path and just believe that everything's going to work out. Like, I'm saying it, but my body is not like feeling it. It feels overwhelming and it feels heavy. And I did a therapy session where like the therapist was asking me to go into my body and find where I feel it. And I was like, it's on my back. I feel it like on my shoulders and my upper back. And like, she asked me to like, what shape does it look like? Does it have a shape, a color, a texture? And I was like, it feels like a big, heavy, like square block. And it dawned on me. In that moment, I started crying because I realized it's the box of like expectations. It's the box of like black and white. This is how you should live your life. This is how it should be. That's like so freaking heavy and just exhausting me, because that's what is, the part of me that's aware that I'm not in the box. I'm not doing all the things. I'm not Superwoman that has like this amazingly clean house and I'm always dusted and, kept up, or like my nails done and like whatever. I'm not that. And so the part of me that's like, oh, your list is still 10 things long from 2 weeks ago, or, you still haven't folded those 3 loads of laundry that have been in your room for a week, that part of me is like, like just attacking me. And sometimes I'm not even aware of it. I just feel so tight right in here. So when I finally was able to like, she asked, can you move it? And I was like, no, God, it's so heavy. And by this time I'm just like tears streaming down. And she's asking me, is there someone that you can call on? Maybe someone that's passed on, or God, or, angels or whatever. And only then, when I called on help, could I move it. And I could see it for what it was. And I didn't want to like throw it off the cliff or like, take a sledgehammer to it necessarily, because it was a part of me, but I wanted to transform it. I wanted to transform it into something that where I see the box completely change into something new, that I can alchemize it into something that can help me, where I can draw on the power of what that is, or appreciate it at least, because it's a big part of me, that perfectionistic, and channel it in ways that are helpful rather than hurtful. So that's really my takeaway from all of this. And my work is about like befriending that part of myself, and like, how can I help you help me, instead of have you beat me up all the time and make me feel inadequate and not enough of whatever the thing is, because I'm not superhuman. So yeah, it's a struggle, because that voice is so loud and so strong and so persistent. And so it's just like I'm taking these tiny baby steps to try to heal this part, and it's tough. It is really tough. So, but baby steps. And I just have to keep reminding myself I'm doing the best that I can with what I have, and I'm doing a great job, even though sometimes I don't necessarily believe that. To keep, just breathe it in. And honestly, meditation is the biggest help, besides therapy, is like just going into those places and noticing the tension and just like giving it love and compassion and understanding and grace. And then just, being present with whatever feelings come up. So yeah, but it's tough because I feel like I have to do that all the time. But, baby steps. We'll get there.